Wow. Round 13 team list. Not sure really else what to say. Absolutely crazy one. Probably our worst of the year. So let's jump in and talk about it. I know a lot of people are probably going to have sort of 15 or 16 players this week. They're sitting with 13 or 14 before trades. So it's going to be a really tough one, especially if you've got some issues in key positions, like if you had no cover. This could cause a lot of concern. So we're going to jump in and talk about them from the start. Ewan Aiken had a hamstring injury on the weekend. There was talks that he could be out for a week or two with a real minor strain. Looks like they're giving him every chance he can to play. The only issue I see with this is they're playing on Thursday night. But if you do have him and we're worried about a few weeks, it looks like at worst it's probably going to be a 1 weeker if he has been named. But yeah, they'll give him every chance that he can to get back. Norman has been dropped. Adam Clune comes back into the squad. So even with Norman playing well, helping the Dragons win a bunch of the last few games, Clune comes back in for anyone that has him, and he's going to be very much needed this week. And Trent Merrin comes back onto the bench. Jackson Ford stays in the 13 position. On the Roosters side, Josh Morris is back with his calf injury. He will be all good to go, which means Tupanua moves back to the second row. Nat Butcher is back on the bench. That is all to say with these guys. Moving along to the Eagles and the Warriors, we've got Tavita Funa coming back into the centres for Parker. And CHT, Chanel Harris-Tavita, comes into the squad for the Warriors for Blake Green, who has just moved to the Knights in the only changes for these teams here. Hetherington had a good game on the weekend. Got a line break, which is good for those guys that have him, but I wouldn't be bringing him in right now. Jazz Savanga scored really well. For those that brought him in, Jake Trbojevic had a nice try. Moving along to the next game. Bunnies and Broncos. Nothing to talk about on the Bunny side. They've kept the same squad. Adam Reynolds will be all good to play. On the Broncos side, Anthony Milford has got injured at training. Looks like it's going to be about a month-long injury. Turpin is still in the number 9 jersey, which is good. Dave Fafita comes back into the squad, which is really good. Obviously, I don't think anyone would have kept him with him being out for so long, but I'd say he's a wait and see because he's definitely one of the top-line second-row guns that you want to be looking to bring into your side, but just see how they go, especially in a Broncos team that's struggling a lot. Might not be worth bringing him in. And yeah, Brody Croft comes back in for Milford. Paddy Carrigan, Payne Haas doing their thing. Sirenen is still on the in the second row. Hopefully he can actually stay there this week. And that's all to talk about in that game. Storm Bulldogs, there's plenty of changes here. Ryan Pappenhausen, little puppy, he is getting rested. Of course he is in this tough round. But Nico Hines comes into that position. He played on the weekend about 25 minutes. Didn't score anything amazing at 13 points there, but what you'll see is he might be a decent cash-out option for someone. He has wing fullback and half dual position, which is really, really good. And he could be used as a cash-out for this week. Cameron Smith is out with his AC joint injury. It looks like they probably, I'd say they wouldn't be rushing him to get back into the side, so he'd be a 3 to 4 week injury. Gives Brandon Smith a little bit more time at the 9 jersey to show his stuff, and you'll be able to see how he goes there. If you've kept him in your squad all this long, then you're going to benefit from this little bit. If not, I wouldn't be bringing him in. Justin Oland comes back into the centres for Seve. On the Bulldogs side, not too many things to talk about. Tolman and JMK have been benched. Ogden and Katoa coming into start, but there's nothing important to talk about with those guys. Fatala Mariner still scoring well, keeps scoring tries, doing a good job. Luke Thompson got in the 50s, but again, I wouldn't be thinking about bringing him in. God, and the Storm there, that bench is so good. Tino and Nelson are so strong off the bench there. Tino's scoring amazingly well, and he'll definitely be a strong keeper as of next year, but is scoring well enough now to do that. He's scoring amazingly well and getting 60 minutes plus, so off the bench there, really good option. The Knights, this is the big one. So Blake Green comes into the squad immediately. He comes into the 6th role. Kurt Mann goes to number 9. Randall comes out of the squad. So for those guys like myself who brought him in, got the HIA, 19 points, only a little bit of a price rise, and now he's in the number 18 jersey. Just exactly what we wanted. Bradman Best is injured. He will be out for a long time. Looks like syndesmosis, but we'll have that confirmed shortly. Shibasaka and Toa come into the centres and the wings. So if you have Shibasaka still, then lucky you. That is all on the Knights side. Moving along to the Tigers, there's a shitload of changes. BJ Leilua comes back in. Got a young fella, Asu Kapeo, in his first game for the Tigers. Luke Brooks comes into the side again. Mo Zumbai comes in for Harry Grant. Russell Packer is also back. McIntyre starts. Alex Twile is also out, brings Eisenhuth in. So let's have a quick look at these outs there. And the biggest ones, we can just have a look on here. So Harry Grant's out, Twile's out. Looks like only going to be 1 week each. So which makes Eisenhuth back in. Tom Littillau moving to centres. Joey's back. Chris Lawrence to the bench. Luke Brooks is in for Walters, dropped to the bench. And Garner's dropped as well. So plenty happening in that game there. Panthers and Raiders. Only a couple of ones there. Charlie Staines, amazing couple of games he's played. He has a bit of a hamstring injury. He's going to be out. Malachi Watini-Zelezniak comes in. On the Raiders side, Chance Nickel-Klokstad comes back from his dislocated finger. Just moves Rapana to the bench, and Semi, the young fella, moves out of the side. So nothing else changes to their side at all. Starling playing really well off the bench. Definitely outperforming Havili in there. Coruscant's done a great job. Obviously scored really well on the weekend since coming back. I unfortunately got rid of him over Angus Crichton, and Crichton's nowhere to be seen, and Coruscant's back, and I need him this week. Anyway, moving along, Titans and the Cowboys. Only thing to talk about the Titans is Sam Stone has been dropped out of the side completely for those people that have him. Moving on to the Cowboys side, Michael Morgan is back into the squad, makes room for Clifford to move on. Tom Opachik is back in, with O'Neill moving to the wing for the young fella to be out. Josh Maguire's back from suspension. He's probably the only really important one for those that have him. And Granville comes onto the bench, so he will eat into Robson's minutes again, which is annoying for those people that have him because he scored well again with the try last week. Gavin Cooper and Asiata are out with injuries. Asiata doesn't look to be as bad as expected, but still about a month injury. So, again, not really important to look at there. Sharks and the Eels. Britton Nakora has been dropped, which is strange, and Ferris is injured. Matty Moylan comes back into the squad, and Talakai is back into the second row position from the centres where he was before, with Dugan back, Dugan and Ramey and back in those positions there. And on the other side, really, just Ryan Madison is out again, so they're being really cautious with him, which is good for his health, but not good for those people that own him in their squad, so really annoying. Anyway, they're the teams for the week. Let me know how many you've got out, guys. If you're enjoying the content, please subscribe, and as they comment below what trades you're thinking of making this week, and let's see if I can help you there. I'm really enjoying helping out the community. Let's try and make this as big as possible, guys, so we can help as many people out as possible. I know in a lot of the groups there's a lot of guys that are making, there's some really strange questions or really dumb questions, that they're just not thinking enough or haven't learnt enough. So if we can get those people onto here, that would be really cool. And we'll leave it at that, guys, with my app crashing. There you go.